Chosen one. Hey everyone, this is Spy Fan 101, and I'm here today to talk about Rogue One, a Star Wars story. That was a huge pause. I don't know why I did that. So, Rogue One, a Star Wars story. I've been looking forward to this movie for the longest time, seeing as how Star Wars, all 6 episodes, and Star Wars The Force Awakens, like, I've seen all 70s, I watched all 7 of these films yesterday, and it took me like 14 hours to get through all of them. It was crazy. But going into Rogue One, I was very excited because, you know, I was very interested to see how these band of rebels were able to obtain the Death Star plans so that, you know, all that could spire into Episode 4. And I have to say, this movie was spectacular. It is one of the best movies of the year in terms of character development, visuals, storyline, plot. Did I say characters already? Yeah, I said characters already. And the music. While not being done by John Williams, it really sounds like it. And I have to give a huge shout out to Michael Giacchino because he did the score to this movie, and it sounded exactly like if John Williams did it. And that is great. Great, great, great. Oh, this movie makes me so happy. So, seeing as though I have a Jyn Erso poster over there, right there, you can obviously tell who my favorite character in this movie was. The reason why Jyn Erso stood out to me was because, you know, she just had everything that a character needed, you know, to go through that development. And what I mean is, you know, like, well, I'm not gonna go through spoilers in here, but she starts out as a very, how should I say, very rebellious character. There you go. She starts out as a very rebellious character, and then she grows to become a very humble and optimistic character. And really, I love seeing characters go through that transition because, like, like, characters like Doctor Strange, which I'll get to that movie soon, or tomorrow. I'll get to it tomorrow. Characters like Doctor Strange or Thea from the Arrow series, which is my favorite character in Arrow, they go through the same transition, and it is very, very interesting to see characters go through that transition. So, overall, Jyn Erso, great character. My favorite character in the movie. The other members of Rogue One, they were great as well. So, especially the robot. Yeah, he was fine. In my audience when I saw it, like, every time the robot, I forget his name right now, but every time he made a joke, the whole audience started laughing. And, you know, that's what you need, man. Like, it's great to see that the audience loves your character. And, you know, that's how I felt about all the characters in this movie. They were all great. The storyline, like, Star Wars, like the entire franchise in general, like, they all have great stories. Episode 1 has a great story, Episode 2 has a great story, Episode 3 has a great story, Episode 4 has a great story, Episode 5 has a great story, Episode 6 has a great story, Episode 7 has a great story, Star Wars Rebels has a great story, this movie has a great story, Star Wars, the Clone Wars has a great story. Every piece of Star Wars lore has a great story. And that's what I love about this franchise, is that you get so immersed into this universe, into the story, that, you know, it's hard to strive away from that. And, you know, I really love the fact that this universe is very story driven, because without a story, because if you have a movie that doesn't have a story, then what do you have? You have nothing. So it is very good to see that, you know, Star Wars is staying strong in terms of their stories. I love that. So overall, Rogue One: A Star Wars Story, just like Moana, was a huge breath of fresh air. And it is one of the best movies of the year. So out of 10, I give this movie a 10 out of 10. This movie was phenomenal, and I love it. So, stay tuned for the last review I am doing today, and that is for Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them. Why I just did a weird robot dance, I have no idea. So, I am SpideyFan101, and I will see you next time. Peace.